Welcome, tabletop players. My name is Rune Ortega, and tonight I'm your keeper of arcane lore because we're playing Call of Cthulhu by Chaosium. This is part of our bi-weekly stream known as The Society, where myself, and all of these other lovely people are pretending to be a secret organization devoted to keeping the fears that we can't even imagine at bay from all of humanity. However, joined with me tonight are all of these great people, starting with my co-host Cade. Cade, tell us a bit about the character you're playing tonight.
Hi, I'm Cade. I'm playing Charles Montgomery. I'm a journalist who was recently captured and attempted to be sacrificed to a cult, but fortunately, these lovely folks saved me. Yeah.
And in the nick of time, because of course there were no weird plot devices behind that character's almost tragic demise.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are also joined with Jeremy or from Old Men Rolling Dice.
From by, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm playing James Harrington. He's sort of a military veteran meets big game hunter, and he's a bit of a skeptic when it comes to the society's ability to do what it's setting out to do.
He's giving us a little bit of, cognizant dissonance, as I like to say. We're not fighting, we're just having cognizant dissonance.
That's right.
Yeah. And then, of course, we are also joined by two people who are just the figureheads of the Voctair channel, starting with Artemis.
Yeah, I'm Artemis, and I'm Reynolds, and she's an actress from Texas. She's just a baby.
And yet she has all of these means to get things done. She's really the one with the connections to other celebrities who may want to have a piece of the society as well.
Of course.
And of course, if we're talking that Artemis and the Voctair, we also have to have Affy as well.
That's me. I'm playing Dr. Dottie Hamilton because she did not go to a bunch of fucking medical school to just be called Dottie. And she is originally from London, England, moved to Boston, Mass, where she went to school, and now she's in Arkham. Or wherever we are. I have Arkham written down, but I have no idea if that's right.
And if there's anybody here that is going to push back on James Harrington II, it is Dr. Dottie Hamilton.
It is.
They're still
She's
trying
a
to figure
little
out
loony.
whose acting's better, too.
We both suck at it. Let's be real.
And last but certainly not least, we have Sly.
Hello, I'm Sly. I play everyone's favorite shoe-throwing Minotaur girlfriend, Tiefling on the
There you
Voctair's Mistwalkers.
A little bit of
You
lag
froze
on your
when
end.
I freeze? I'll start over.
Just for a second. You're okay.
We'll allow it.
Thank you.
And
I'm
of
Sly. I
course-
play everyone's favorite shoe-throwing. What is happening? My computer's like throwing a massive temper tantrum. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. I went through a whole power outage, a couple of sessions ago. But Sly's character is very mysterious. We know very much about Wiley, or very little, I should say, about Wiley. And how that's going to play out, I don't know. But that's not up to me. That is up to our investigators and how they're going to work as a team. Now, of course, last time we spent a little bit of time just getting rid of the evidence that there was any sort of monstrosity living in Providence, Rhode Island. And then we got to work with them actually creating the society and spreading the word. Now, a note that I wanted to start out with, I know that we left on kind of an introduction of our next investigation where they were brought back to Providence by somebody who had actually witnessed them getting rid of the initial property, and brought them back in order to help solve another case of their lover, who is perhaps dabbling in some things that they should not have. However, in the meantime, I kind of wanted to get one thing sorted out here. Something that was kind of lying beneath the surface was, to what extent does the world know about the society? How does the society interact with the general public? I know that we've been kind of hyping up that there is some sort of public appearance to that, but I think the lingering question is how much does the society bring others into the fold, fool them, tell them the truth? Why don't we just hash this out right now? What do you guys all think about this?
I sort of pictured it as like how you would perceive kind of the Freemasons. You have this sort of outward semi-philanthropic society, but then there's like all of these layers of like conspiracy behind that. Whether they're true or not, there's a lot of misinformation that's spread, and then there's the actual truth. There's like the core and then everything around it.
And where
So
did we
it's-
land on extortion? Because I know that was still a question mark at the end of last stream.
It's not
rather not.
extortion.
It's extortion. It's blackmail.
No,
for
it's
sure.
not.
Yes.
Guys.
I would like it to be known that extortion and blackmail are different, okay? Blackmail could be for any means. Extortion is primarily money. So they are different.
Someone's got to fund the society. I'm only making journalist money over here.
Yes, that is accurate. Dottie has no qualms with it. Ends to the means. But up to you guys.
It's extortion.
Jeremy, I know you have some opinions on this. What does James Harrington II think about the society?
I think they're a bunch of fucking whack jobs. I think that they're
Hit-stabbing, that is exactly it.
they're going to get people killed.
Most likely.
They're going to extort
Yes.
to gain whatever they can. But as I mentioned last time, like James can't deny that there's stuff out there anymore. Like he certainly can't do that between the fish people and the idol. And for that reason, I mean, somebody's got to keep these people on track. And who better to do it than myself?
I think that's a valid.
Because
Same as you.
the rest of the moral compasses here, let's just say they're not pointing north.
Well,
I'm
when
not
you're
sure
around
what
the dead all
Charles
day.
did.
Oh, maybe my friend Charles. Yeah, I don't want to throw Charles under the bus quite yet. But fuck the rest of them.
Artemis, how do you feel about the society and how public do you want to make them?
I mean, I feel like they should just be the kind of group that you talk about, but nobody's actually in except for us. Like, we figure out ways to get money so that we can upkeep the building and stuff like that. But we don't actually let anybody in.
If you don't let people in, how do you get money?
Parties.
Extortion. We already
Yeah.
talked. Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
not extortion, but like Affy said, parties and like
To throw
No.
a party,
It's like
you
when
need to have money.
No, that's the thing though.
Also,
It's like when you try to join
Pyramid scheme.
It is a pyramid scheme, but it's also
We're
like when
fucking
you're trying
running
to join
A
like
combination
a
of
country club.
like Avon.
You have to do like all of the greased palms and spend money in the right places. So we don't actually throw the parties. It's people who want to join the society that are throwing parties.
I also
To
would
raise
push
mo-
back on the whole "you need money to throw a party" thing. I was in college, and we threw a lot of parties with no money.
Darling, we can't have party
Yeah, but you
with
people are trying to
ration.
be like up here. You're trying to be up here.
I don't think
a lot of
that-
fast talking and like get investors and
It's not like we're
Not-
fucking playing beer pong and sliding down mattresses off the roofs of
I was
houses.
just-
Maybe
say,
would you want to
Cade,
join
have
that group?
them-
I would.
Dude, I don't think the society is built upon
Actually, yes,
Dorito
I want to join that
burritos.
group.
Yeah, but Dorito
Okay,
burritos
now
are
we just
amazing.
need a scene where we're like post fuckery, and we're just completely like the end of Avengers.
We're
We're
all
in
eating
some
shawarma.
restaurant. We're getting like, I don't know, whatever the 1920s equivalent of ethnic food is, and we're just eating that.
Ketchup.
I'm sure there were shawarma in the
Pierogies.
1920s.
I don't know about in New England though.
Not in New England, no. Oh, we're out getting like
This German
lobster
potato
rolls.
salad, I tell you, edgy.
We're at Barb's
Edgy.
Bakeries. At Barb's
They put
Bagels.
pickles in it. They put pickles in it.
And what?
The German potato salad.
Listen,
They
I
put
don't eat
pickles in it.
potato salad because I think
Here
it's
we don't.
disgusting. But you
Yeah,
don't
no,
put
doing it
pickles in it?
I don't know
You
what
eat that?
Germans you've eaten potato salad with, but I've never had a German
Literally
potato
a
salad
German
with a pickle
recipe
in it.
that's passed down in my family.
Cade, you don't have a
Well,
right to shit
my
talk
family
me
of
about
Germans
not
doesn't do
liking
that.
potato salad because you don't like cheese. That's a
We've been
fundamental
through
part
this.
of cooking.
Maybe you're
God
from like the
damn
East
it.
Berlin Germans. Maybe that's why you put pickles in it. I don't know.
You're the ones
What-
that put the wall up, aren't you?
What do you put in potato salad if you don't put pickles?
I mean, me
Celery?
personally,
Egg?
you put pickles in potato salad?
Yeah.
What the fuck is
I mean, I
See,
think it's
it's not
disgusting,
me.
but like, you get pickles or no pickles,
Pickles
it's
Makes
gross.
everything better.
You maybe
Bacon? I don't even like
shave
pickles, but I love German
You can
potato
shave
salad.
some carrots, some celery, definitely the bacon. I don't know if that's a German potato. We're
Send me a
really off
recipe.
topic here.
Okay, to Google, I'll look up a potato salad recipe while we're.
You
I
do
want-
that.
Pickles,
Look at
And put it in
traditional
the
German.
notes for Twitch.
everything better.
'cause-
Okay, but 1920s German potato salad.
Okay, German potato salad. Authentic
Nice
German
try.
potato salad.
So there was a lot of
recipe.
kraut in there,
Let
huh?
me scroll through this person's
Oh,
life story before
sauerkraut?
I get to the
Sauerkraut?
friggin' recipe.
I
Listen.
feel like the 1920s German potato salad is a little on the soft side, as it's been beaten fiercely.
Potatoes, bacon, onion, vinegar, water, sugar, salt, pepper, parsley. No pickles.
Well, I think there should be pickles in it.
According to
You're probably not from-
allrecipes.com, there are no
You know
You're
what,
probably not
Sly?
from Germany.
All recipes,
It's
it's
not-
all wrong.
You're probably making Polish potato salad.
You know what, Sly?
Let's
I
fight
actually
words.
am going to go back to you because I would like to get us back on track with your opinion as somebody whose character, Wiley, likes to remain inconspicuous, should we say. How would they feel about the society being public?
And what are your opinions
My
on potato
opinion
salad?
is that pickles go on everything. That's my opinion. Okay, anyway. I feel like we need to have like hired actors or something to be like wandering around
How handy. We
to
have
make
an
it look
actress
like
in our
there are
midst.
people who I know, but you know, like we need to make it look like there are more than just us in the society because otherwise why would anybody want to join? We're just a bunch of people who like to
We are delightful.
yell about it's true.
Yeah, how
I'm
dare
a
you?
delight.
Emma knows this guy named Crom Twos. He's this really big actor, up and coming. You haven't heard of him though.
Not really big though, I wouldn't say.
Yeah.
He's
Name
actually
like
quite
Crom,
short.
it's really yeah.
More Scientology
Also-
references. It's 2 weeks in a row.
I just also really feel like it's important that the people that we hire or that we like let into like, you know, the lowest level possible to make it look like we have people know that if they like feel like if they get too nosy or something bad could happen. I don't know.
Yeah, we just talked
Extortion!
about
Gotta
that.
kind of also keep it secret.
No,
but
no,
not-
no. That's
not
Do what-
fear-mongering.
Do
That's
what we say,
fear-mongering, 'cause we're not
or
trying-
something bad could happen.
Oh wait, this is not a cult.
Isn't it though?
Now you're concerned about that?
Right. I was gonna say, do you not know what a cult is? That's what they do. They're just like, if you do this and this wrong,
A cult extorting people.
maybe
I
not
couldn't
death,
imagine.
but
Charles is just like
that's not
slowly
extortion.
unloading
It's
all the
insurance.
flavor aid into the house.
You know what? I think we're. I truly, I I think my friends are getting ahead of themselves. Like, we haven't even sort of solved a case yet. We haven't even, like...
Sure we did. That's why we blew up the house.
Okay,
Don't say
that's-
we. Not all of us blew
Okay.
up the house.
Listen, then maybe we pay these people to not talk. How about that?
With
Because
your
we need
money.
to have
With
these
your
people-
money?
Then threaten them. I mean,
So it sounds like-
let them.
I feel like threatening would be more financially viable.
All right. It sounds like
Let's
the
buy them
verdict-
off. With your money? Okay, we'll threaten them.
It
I was
sounds like the
always
verdict
on the side
on the
of letting them
society.
feel concerned.
It sounds like the verdict on the society is maybe still a little bit out.
You
So
think?
we're gonna make this a continued part. Every time we start a new like between cases, we're gonna bring back up like what have you done with the society in the like in between in the interim, and so keep thinking on that. Keep doing things. If your character says they did something, I probably believe them. Maybe don't torture and extort people, but hey, that's up to you. In the meantime, we're going to go back to the case at hand because you do have a case to solve. Because a Mr. Abner Foss, who claims he is the landlord of Ma Shank's boarding house, came and found you. He claimed that he had seen you demolish the previous residence in Rhode Island. He said he had suspicions that Josh Winscott was up to no good, and that he needed you to solve the fact that he knows that his lover had been getting into some case or some really weird readings and things like that, and now he hasn't heard from him in a couple of days, and he's afraid to go in because of what he might see. You had asked him why he didn't go to the police, and he says because of who he is, he believed that they would turn him away. Affy,
No, I'm just poking the eye above me.
who's above you?
On the
No,
screen.
if you look on the screen, there's an
There's
eyeball.
eyeballs above
She's like
everything.
reaching up and
Ooh, gruesome.
Let's now address ADHD.
Turn your head and cough.
And where we last left off
Sorry.
is all of you were standing in front of Ma Shank's boarding house and looking up. And I assume we're about to go in. We are going to re-enter scene on that note, and I turn it over to you. What do you do now?
James is not looking at that house. He's looking down the street at the one that I would assume is still leveled.
Completely, yeah.
His gaze is fixated there, and I don't really care what these rednecks are doing.
Not a redneck. She's the redneck.
You have guns, you have a large dog, and you blew up a house.
He has a
That was
point.
necessity, darling.
In Alabama, you're royalty.
Oh, well, if you
right.
put it that way.
It's not necessarily a good thing, hon. I'm just saying. Even I don't
Royalty is
like Alabama.
royalty. Anyway, let's go in.
Anyone watching or listening from Alabama, we love you. We're just role playing.
We're also
Yeah.
completely ignorant about Alabama. Artemis is the best one to say anything.
I
Although I
live
heard
in
there was a great
the
fight
middle
there
of
recently.
nowhere, Wisconsin. I'm not that educated on Alabama.
But you're American.
That's true.
Yeah, you're
Because
close
all
enough.
of us Americans are exactly the same.
I have a cousin
Obviously.
from Alabama, so I do know a little bit.
I
Alberta's kind
know.
of like the Alabama of Canada.
I married her in
But
2020.
you were the Texas of Canada.
It's all rolled into one. It's all bad. Sometimes
Okay.
we're Florida.
You take it. Oh, yeah. Sometimes we.
Oh, don't talk about Florida. Don't, Jesus Christ.
Leprosy!
That one. That one Ottawa McDonald's is the Florida of Canada. Only the
Hey.
McDonald's. The one that
Hey,
the
let's
guy
try
fought
Call of
back 'cause we
Cthulhu.
fight.
Nah. This is more fun.
Well.
Political commentary is better.
I'm not sure
We
what's
go
going to get us
inside.
more views. You go inside. Mr. Abner Foss takes you up to the second level. He takes you into the hallway in front of a room. It is the end of the hall, corner room, and he fumbles with the keys, and then he turns to who would be leading the party. Who's like the
Yes.
face? James? All right. He
No,
turns-
no, not
No?
James.
No? Okay,
do
so who's the
it.
face?
I think the face would be
I'll do
Emma.
it. Actually, yeah, I'm not attractive.
Wiley's.
I'm not pretty in this one. Never mind.
I didn't mean pretty face. I just meant the front. You know, the one that people talk to. I think it would be Emma.
Actually,
The
it-
celebrity.
If I may, can James stay? Can James not go upstairs?
Absolutely.
Because
How do
like,
you?
Because we could open that
excuse yourself?
door and that guy is on the ceiling vomiting green pea soup, and that'll just throw my sanity for a whirl. So best probably if I just like I watch everyone bravely go upstairs, and then I just start like, does he dust regularly, and does he have like
You can take
anything?
Roxy for a walk.
I'm not walking your dog.
You said it's like a boarding house, right? There would be other people here. There would be a common space downstairs.
Yeah, presumably.
Okay,
So
well I'll
if
hang
you're-
around there.
Okay. So let's say that James sticks around, and you guys can just get his description that he gets. So James sticks around to see kind of what's down there. You see that it is incredibly well taken care of. Even the high spots and the baseboards are well cleaned, which nobody likes that. You do see that half the house on the bottom floor appears to be devoted to a suite by itself. If you were to ask Abner Foss about that, he would tell you that that is the landlady. That is Ma Shanks herself, Loretta Ma Shanks. She is the owner of the building. Sorry, not the landlady, but the owner. Mr. Foss is the landlord, so he does all the work and upkeep for her. He claims that she's quite old. And then, yes, the rest of the other half of the first floor is devoted to common areas. So there is a larger kitchen and there is a larger sitting room. Looks like it would have enough seating for several people in both the dining room and the living space.
I just try to go unnoticed staying behind. I don't want them to be seeing me being cowardly, but
Fair enough. Upstairs, for those who go with Abner, he turns to Emma, who is leading the party, and he says, "I just can't do it." And he hands you the keys, and he says, "I'll go in, but somebody else has to open the door for me."
All right, sugar, I got it. You just wait out here. And I open the door.
Okay. Who is about to go into the room? So Emma, Charles, Wiley, and Dottie. We're going
I'm
to start out
bringing up the
strong
rear.
with this one. All four of you need to roll sanity immediately.
I knew it. I knew it.
And you
I'm
can't
already
burn
feeling-
luck on sandy rolls, right?
I'm already feeling
Cannot
good about my
burn
life
luck.
choices.
We're rolling under. right?
11.
You are rolling under.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Good.
for those of you,
Really well,
11.
but my sanity.
for those of
sucks.
you who succeeded, except for Dottie, you are going to take 1 sanity point deduction. Did anybody fail?
I did.
Okay.
Oh,
Charles
no.
Charles rolled well, but his sanity sucks, and he is going to lose 4 points of sanity.
Whoo. Alrighty.
As
So he's a little bit there, and over there, isn't he?
well, that is it. As the door opens, you all are immediately hit by the pungent smell of decay
Oh.
and the
Deep.
burnt out scent of candles that have reached the ends of their wicks. And as that copper-like sweet tang hits your nostrils of what can only be viscous, dried blood, you see a shocking scene before you. And yet Dottie herself has seen far worse. She sees framed in shafts of sunlight a corpse lying on a tarp, stretched out on the floor. There's pools of blood surrounding it. So very much blood. The man's bodies and clothing are absolutely drenched in it, as if he couldn't escape from it. It looks as if perhaps he was kneeling over before he fell and never rose again. He's wearing a green tweed coat and a brown sweater vest. Abner immediately begins to sob, and you know that this can only be Mr. Gardner. And yet, his hand also appears to be caked in blood, as it's evident stretched out in front of him. Cade, Charles has lost a significant amount of his sanity. Is it 1/5 of his starting value? Like
What's one fifth?
his current value.
Yes.
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 I'm going to need you to roll an intelligence check, please.
I definitely rolled 100.
Okay, it's actually, you know what? I realized it didn't actually matter. It's a fifth, so you don't actually have to do the intelligence check. You're just going to go insane no matter what. So
Yay.
I'm going to say that Charles immediately flees the scene. He runs down the stairs and doesn't stop until he slams the front door in front of him and sits down on the steps. And Cade, what's going through Charles's mind?
I think Charles is thinking back to like some of the more like gruesome news events that he reported on, and is just kind of being bombarded. Like, I feel like this is like the culmination of all of those things that he's seen, and like, you know, bad car accidents or like shoot ups or like whatever, and like things he's reported on. It's like all of that, and this is the thing that kind of tipped it over and kind of brought all that trauma forward.
And what springs to my mind is, you know, in the past, Charles, as the reporter, he's never the one who's had to deal with it. He's just writing the words of those who were the heroes, and yet he's being called upon in this moment.
Yeah.
And with that, we return to the scene in front of Wiley, Emma, and Dottie, who have just witnessed as their friend Charles was overwhelmed with probably grief, shock. Floor's open for you.
Do you want
Don't
a picture
go
of-
into the room.
Yes, Cade, could you please put up our map? sleep. Appears like he was trying to sleep very restlessly. If you want more of a reading than that, I'll need either an occult or a Cthulhu mythos roll.
And I have to roll below it?
Yes.
Nope. I got an 83 out of 25.
83 out of 25. Yeah, no, you don't really make too much heads or tails about it. You see him talk a lot about no more dreams. He's stuck here, things like that. But the actual meat of it, should we say, is very rambling.
Question for you. If I keep it, can I, like, as things get a little more insane and stuff, can I try to look over it again?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you can take time, or you can pass it off to somebody else. It's really up to you. You can pocket it if you'd like.
Yep, done.
Okay. So now, were you taking just the dream journal, or were you also taking the Dreamer's Dictionary?
I'll bring the dictionary too.
Okay. All right. So you have both those. There was one last thing that you saw on the table, and it appeared to be a vial of a off-white powder, as well as a small corked bottle of liquid.
Cocaine and morphine.
Nice. That party's happening after
Score!
all.
I'll bring that over to Dottie.
Party's gonna be lit.
Everybody does cocaine. They've got ghosts in their blood.
And
Why do you think we
morphine
prescribe it?
I'll bring that over to Dottie to see if she can, like, identify it.
You get to Dottie, she's got these massive, like, rubber gloves on that go up to, like, her elbows. And she hasn't moved the body quite yet, but she's, like, lifting the jacket and whatever and seeing, like, the chest and everything. We
Dottie,
should probably call the local police.
Dottie, what kind of role would you give to look at the items that Wiley has brought to you?
Probably pharmacy.
Okay, go ahead.
And I got a 57, which is just a regular success.
Regular success.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is definitely cocaine for the powder. It is, however, not morphine. It is laudanum.
Oh, my. Uppers and downers.
That for
Oh,
headache.
laudanum. I thought laudanum was a poison.
I believe
In
it's-
small, you're not up there, but in small doses, laudanum can be used as a sleep.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
To prescribe it for headaches too.
With that note, though, we actually are going to go back to James. James, how's the downstairs going?
I don't know. How is the downstairs going? Does he keep a good house?
Yeah, things seem fairly normal.
Are
you
there
can
other
tell-
boarders currently here or no?
Not on this floor. You can, if you were to venture into the one bedroom that's not Ma Shanks's half the house, you would see that was probably Abner's, and it's very,
Yeah, I
very
don't want-
tidy.
I don't want to invade on his privacy.
Fair enough.
Can I hear them bumbling around upstairs?
You can.
And has Charles exited the building or?
Charles, yes, you would have heard him run past and slam the door.
I'll go out and see how Charles is. Yes. Lovely job we do.
Yeah.
Not a pretty sight upstairs.
No. Yeah, he's. I won't say he's gone because he's still up there, but
No fishmen or anything like that, though.
no.
All right. Well, maybe I'll Maybe I'll go up and take a look then.
Be my guest.
Save me a spot. I point down at the puddle. Save me a spot beside this.
Anytime.
Of course. More
Okay,
fiber in your
Charles.
breakfast too, maybe.
Charles has regained himself, and if he wishes to venture back inside, he can do so as well.
Yeah, I think kind of stealing himself from, like, if James is going up, he could probably do it too. We talked about how, like, we're probably the two that are dealing the least well with everything that's going on. So yeah, I think knowing that his friend
Solidarity.
I think seeing that his friend is going up, then yeah, Charles will come up too.
So, are you all looking up to see like where the other? Because James had mentioned looking for the other tenants. Is that what you're wanting to investigate?
No, I thought if someone was sitting in the common room, I'd have a chat with them. But Charles's condition seemed a little more urgent. I'll go upstairs now. Now that I've heard it's just a dead body. With my soldier background, I think I'm immune to seeing dead bodies.
Did you take the war? I think you took the war package. Yeah, so you are immune to it. So you would be able to walk in there, and I mean it's no mistaking. It's gruesome, but you are composed.
Delightful.
Well,
Charles,
come over here and give me a hand, please.
Is there anything that Charles wants to check out as he re-enters?
I think I'm trying to be up to date on my 1920s technology. Would I have a camera of some kind?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
I feel like Charles would go around and like take some pictures of the crime scene and everything. Figuring like don't want to stay here any longer than we have to, but if we need to review things, at least we'll have some photo evidence of it. Obviously have to go and get it developed and everything, but
Do you have the art and craft photography?
I don't, but I did mean to talk to you about that.
Okay, I feel like we should add that in. I feel like it's something your character could have.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's say that you have you're a photographer for a living. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna give you 30, but I'm not gonna give you any level ups for this session.
Yep, no worries.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a 30 photography.
Regular success.
Yeah, so you of course like you kind of said, you'll never know until you get them developed, but you managed to take a few pictures. In particular, you begin to take pictures of the body, the positioning. Dr. Dottie points out the scarification of the body, so you make sure you take real close ones of that. Is there anything of note that you think that Charles would want to make sure he snaps a picture of?
I think like the layout of the body, like you said, he's like how his body is lying, right? Like less just the wounds and more just like the positioning of everything. Feeling like that might be important, whether it's putting together what exactly happened.
Sure. Yeah. Why don't you give me an occult roll to go along with that as well?
Oh, where's my occult? Regular success.
It occurs to you that the position he's in, he was definitely kneeling. The scarification on the body, especially the new one, it makes you think perhaps he was conducting a ritual when he collapsed.
Okay.
Sorry, is there a knife?
There,
Or some sort of cutting implement?
yes, there is a knife.
So, judging by the angle and everything, it looks like this was self-inflicted. He didn't have help.
Correct. Why don't you go ahead and give me another roll? You can determine what it would be. What are you looking for?
Just seeing right now if there's anything else untowards other than the sort of self-mutilation. If there's anything that doesn't line up with the sort of sacrificial markings, if there's anything that, like, did a face hugger come out of somewhere and like fuck him up, sort of thing.
Well, so you had a regular success at forensics.
Yeah.
So why don't you either give me a hard forensics or a hard spot hidden, and we'll see if we can figure out some more information there. Maybe we can dig a little deeper.
Okay. No. Fail.
Okay.
Like full fail. Not even a success.
Full fail, not even.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell. You've never seen what appeared to be self-inflicted and yet ritualistic and gone wrong. Like, it's just, there's a lot here that isn't seeming to add up. I can open up the floor to everybody now that we're back in the same scene.
What's he lying on?
He's on a tarp.
Why would he put a tarp down?
Perhaps this was his intention.
Maybe Ma's
Okay.
really particular about her carpet.
Does the scene look staged in any way?
Why don't you give me a spot hidden?
Riding on my previous
It's a
forensics.
regular success.
While she's doing that.
Reg-
Is there the amount of blood here? Is this consistent with the bleed out?
yes.
Okay.
Regular success for the spot hidden. So you're looking to see if it seems staged. So it doesn't seem staged in like this is artificial. Like, you can tell the body is where it was. Nothing's been drug in or anything like that. Just based on like the overlap of like the blood bleeding out from the body onto the tarp, onto the floor, it all seems to add up. You, however, like when you're looking around, you notice things like his face and head do not have older spiral scars like you would have seen on like further down. So his head was completely free. You also notice the murder weapon. I say murder. Sorry, I just mean I. That wasn't a Freudian slip. I just mean weapon. The weapon of death. Um, is a weird black and shiny stone-like material.
Does it look
Does it
like
appear-
our statue at home?
No, it does not.
Well, James, help me get him on his back.
Okay. For what purpose?
I have to look at the rest of the body.
Oh, of course. I'll walk into the room and roll him over.
As you do that, Jeremy, James spots as a small keychain falls out of Mr. Gardner's pockets while you're moving him.
Okay.
It appears to have a key that you think might be for this room, but then it also has a smaller silver key.
Like a mailbox key?
Safe deposit box.
Something like that, maybe.
Is there any... I look around the room. Is there any sort of like safe box or chest, music box, something like that?
It is a big room. There does seem to be a bunch of clutter. Why don't you tell me someplace that James would look specifically to try to find it?
There was a desk, right? Am I?
Yes, although the desk was already searched.
Oh, okay.
Tell me what was in the far corner,
Well,
like
maybe
the
it-
lower right-hand corner.
The lower right-hand corner, that is a hot plate.
I'll go check the. Does he have like a set of dresser drawers?
He has a wardrobe in the bottom left.
I'll go there. Open it up.
You immediately find a wooden box about a foot by 8 inches by 6 inches, and it does appear to have a lock on it.
Can I tell its use? Like, is it a cigar box or what is it?
It appears to be it is a decorative box, but it's not a cigar box. Like, it doesn't look like it's supposed to be like sealed or things like that. It looks like some sort of storage box, but not like a jewelry box. It's a little bit more obscure than that.
It has a lock that maybe the key would fit.
You think it could?
I'll try it.
All right. Well, it opens up, and inside you find $128, a sewing kit, and personal grooming items. It is a bit strange to you, though. It seems like I mean, everybody's got their secret stash, but this box seems a little bit ornate for that.
Can I check it for like a false bottom or something like that?
Sure, go ahead and give me a spot hidden.
Okie dokie. That would be a success, but not a hard success. Just a success.
So, you do manage to find a small sliver in the corner that you can pull up. And yeah, something about this felt a little bit heavier than it appeared. And when you pull up the panel, you find a .32 revolver. And it's loaded with 6 bullets.
I'll just tuck that away, maybe in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
I've pulled a thermometer out with a long metal tip. And
Wait a
I'm going
minute.
to stab it directly into where his liver is located.
He has a fever, weirdly enough.
Jesus.
Affy, I'm going to go
Is
based
that even
off of
our
your-
job to do? Should we not maybe be alerting someone?
Oh, yes, of course. As she continues to just do what she does.
You absolutely could.
We'll eventually send for the authorities.
Eventually.
We don't want them getting in
Dottie
our way.
is all of a sudden struck with just a mild bit of either curiosity or confusion, maybe both. She can tell by looking at the blood and the wounds that this body is around 48 hours old. But the internal temperature is much warmer.
Have a fever when he died.
Oh shit.
Well, that's interesting.
While this is going on, can I like check out the windowsill and like around like behind the radiator and stuff to see if there's anything like else that's hidden anywhere?
Mm-hmm. Let me just see what we can find here.
Just like slinking
Um,
around on my hands and knees looking at stuff.
Wiley finds blood splatter across the window, across the radiator, exactly like they would expect. There's nothing. Seems like there's nothing hidden, but this is definitely. There's no mistaking if there was any concern before. This is definitely where the body died.
Are we absolutely sure he did this to himself? Also, is there anything under the bed?
Well, there's like the 2 cabinets or the dressers too that we haven't looked in yet. Doubting my thermometer, I go for the butthole.
I just rolled him over.
Look, darling, don't fuss with science. This is just the way it is. As I'm like pulling
Yes,
his pants
yes.
down.
Every doctor, the minute they go for your butthole, claims science. In the
It's
name of
important.
science, I need to explore your
How do you
backside
know
region.
what's wrong inside if you don't go inside?
Oh, don't let me stop you. You're clearly enjoying
I'm
yourself.
just saying.
Remind me not to get a cold.
Don't worry, darling. Unless you die, you won't be on my table.
We hope he does not. That would be awful for the
Yeah.
society. You got a you find the same temperature.
Huh. Well, it's decided we have to take the body. I pull off my gloves and start rolling him up in the turtle.
Where?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Like,
I feel like we jumped a few steps.
I have to perform an autopsy.
Maybe let the authorities know that there is a body first, and then
hey,
Well,
you're
it's
not
clearly a
gonna-
method
You're
of
a coroner.
suicide.
Yes, but if we move the body and we start messing with it, then we're suspect.
For what?
For
have to
his
find the body first.
murder!
Pish posh.
Oh, my brain just caught up with itself. Did you say that the boyfriend has blood on one of his hands?
No, the corpse had blood all over one of his hands.
Okay.
And did we find a knife? We didn't find a knife.
We did.
yeah.
We did find a knife.
Shiny
And did
black
it
knife.
appear to be able to make the cuts that are all over him? Like, are these self-inflicted?
So it was found that the cuts would have been self-inflicted. Nobody stopped to check if it was made by that knife.
Well, maybe the good doctor could tell us if she thinks.
I
that
looked
knife.
to confirm.
Go ahead and give me another forensics roll there.
24. Yeah, that's a hard success, I think. Or
Okay.
the middle one.
So you can tell that yes, the obsidian blade is a little bit irregular in shape. It's very much stone obsidian. And so because of that, it's kind of jagged in a sense that you wouldn't expect from a regularly well sharpened knife. However, it almost has like a mild cauterization. Like, not like the wound was able to completely seal up, but that the blade was at least a little bit hot. The other thing that you notice is that the cuts near the crown were very steady in comparison to the cuts near the neck. The cut at the neck is very haphazard and looks like it was done quickly.
The neck cut, did it go right to left or left to right?
It would have gone left to right from
Okay.
their perspective.
Three-handed.
Which hand is bloodied?
The right.
Definitely murdered then.
It would be consistent with them viewing it. It's the right direction.
It's the right direction for them to have done it to themselves.
It's your right to left, it's their left to right.
Well, I'm like,
Perspective's fun.
So they're left to right, which would imply that they are left-handed.
They're left to right, which would
No.
imply that they're right-handed.
Right-handed. They
go
would reach
Across
across.
their body. Yeah, he would be right-handed. Yeah, it would make sense that the blood would be on that hand then.
Yeah. And the the artery spray.
Hard.
Arterial.
Material.
Thank you. Artillery spray. That's what it is
with-
from now on.
With that, though, Wiley, did you say that you were checking on something?
I asked if we were sure if he was. I was. Thank you.
Hard.
I was asking if we were sure that it was a suicide, and then I was just kind of like running around, grudge style, looking under the bed and looking under stuff, tapping floorboards.
Okay, fair enough.
Do I find anything?
Nothing. There's no floorboards that appear to be hollow or lifting or anything like that. Everything seems intact. You do look at the carpet. It's a very nice carpet. Probably costs a bunch of money.
What about under the bed? Or
Sure.
in the bed?
Sure, we can check out the bed. It's really tidy made. There is a depression. Obviously, somebody was sleeping on top of it. You find a pair of slippers and a pair of brown shoes, but they're very neatly placed under the bed.
Well, what about the dressers and stuff? Is there anything in there? I don't know.
Cabinets on the walls.
I'm just-
on the far right.
Digging through stuff. While
Sure.
Dottie is sticking thermometers.
Things up his backside. Yeah.
We'll say you check out the table and the two wooden chairs. Looks like occasionally it held place for two people. But there's nothing really that interesting. It almost looks like it hasn't been used in a while. What's
in
Emma
front of him?
doing?
What's on the floor in front of him?
The floor in front of him.
Is that papers?
That's the carpet. Oh, we're immediately in front of him. Sorry. Let me see. Yeah, so it looks like that's where the candle-like smell came from. There's two black candles that have been burnt out, and there is some paper there. So when you go to look at it, let's see here if I can find it.
Heat register on the wall underneath the window. Is that what I'm looking at?
Yes, yeah. It appears that it is quite bloodstained, and it has handwriting in a foreign language that no, you don't have access to this language.
Sure to make a copy of what I can see in my journal so I have it so I can go to the library later.
Sure. We'll say that you use the table over in the corner to begin copying it down. And
Charles can take a picture of it too. That way we can develop an exact copy if need be.
sure. Kate, do you mind flashing the second document up on the screen
For
and
sure.
everybody can see what we see?
It's not French.
Looks like it's the Cyrillic alphabet.
Like the Cimmerillion.
Russian.
Yeah.
I don't think that's Russian, is it?
Those
looks like
words
it-
aren't, but it looks like it's written in Russian.
Yeah, it uses the Cyrillic alphabet.
Curious.
It's the Scots, I told you.
What languages does everybody speak? Is everybody mostly English?
Just
I have Latin.
You've Latin?
I have French.
Alfie, go ahead and give me a roll for Latin.
That's just a regular success.
You think it might be Greek?
Oh, yeah, there it is.
You can't read it, but you think if you found somebody who spoke Greek, they could probably read it for you.
I was gonna say the little like 3 cursive
Yeah.
key looking thing is backwards in Russian.
That's right.
Okay.
I know because I have the keyboard. I'm looking at it.
Oh.
Well, that seems like cheating.
witchcraft.
Oh no!
So as I'm
I
like-
was just referencing it like out of curiosity.
Wiley's a time traveler.
No, that was an aside.
Out of character moves.
Yeah, that.
Respect it.
I text in Russian sometimes. I don't know. It's true, but I don't know. I just looked.
So, as Dottie's there, like, blood up to mid forearms and, like, rolling up the body because she still intends to take it. With assistance, of course, because she's.
Dottie, you cannot take
Crippled.
the body.
Why not?
Pretty sure that's a crime.
Yeah.
Only if you're discovered.
Look, we let
Okay.
you blow up a
Let's say
house.
we do take it. Let's say we do take it. Let's go down this storyline road. And what do we do with it when we're done with it, Dottie?
Burn it.
Blow it up. That seems to be the solution.
Just put it in a kiln and burn it.
This man
What we do
likely
with all of
has
the
fam.
biohazard.
We don't have that, do we?
We have a furnace.
Jeez.
Big old boiler in the basement.
I look at Charles like, what the fuck are these people about?
Lump me
I'm
in with that. I want to call the police as well.
Dottie, does this person not deserve like a proper like burial, family closure? Like,
A homosexual man living in a boarding house likely has no family to speak of except for Abner.
I think that's
still
making
a
an assumption.
person.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but
Maybe Abner has something he'd like to
I-
do, but also
Is there any? Do we have any way to identify that the man is gay?
he's
I
The
thought
guy
Abner
told us.
admitted as much.
Well, Abner admitted, but can we trust Abner?
I thought that he referred to him as like a tenant or a boarder last time.
Well, he sort of implied that he was very friendly.
Yeah, I thought we basically, without him out and out saying it, basically said it.
Mm.
look. The thermometer went in very easily.
Oh Jesus!
Jeez.
Oh,
I'm sorry, that was tasteless. I stand by it.
oh, holy
Oh.
shit!
wow.
Wow! Wow!
You invited me.
Varun just dies a little bit.
I'm sorry, who? That's not my name. I don't know who you're talking about.
After
We
he's
should
going to
alert
timeout,
the
I'm hiding her
authorities.
video.
But you're a doctor. You're a coroner. You should be able to talk to them and get access to the body that way.
Do you have any idea how difficult it is across state lines?
Just show them your tits. It'll work.
What?
They stop thinking after that.
Well, I mean,
True.
that
Not
after
totally wrong.
extortion.
On all this talk about taking corpses, where things are and are not,
Begrudgingly laying out the tarp again.
you all hear a tiny voice come from the doorway. And he goes, "Oh no. Oh God. What's happening?"
Around and look.
And you turn and Nadir, Eric, what are you doing here? You all notice a boy, probably around 12 years old, looking in abject horror.
Shotgun to the face.
To the boy? Or
She did the first time around.
Panic punch him in the face.
There's no moral quandary here.
I think Charles immediately puts himself between the boy and as much of the room as he can. To try to like block
Between the
it up.
boy and the anal exploration.
Well, that
The anal exploration is done. It only took a moment.
I don't know. You seem to be having anyway.
I'm just saying those are long gloves.
Yes,
Like,
very long.
Well, I had to repurpose them from a veterinarian. He deals in farm animals.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways,
We're not mature enough to play this game.
we're not.
As you place yourself in between them, he continues to try to crane his head around, wide-eyed, and he's like, "What happened to Mr. Gardner?"
he
Trip.
Died.
fell.
That must have been a pretty big. No, that I won't even try to pretend. No, that's obviously not what happened.
I like
So
this
you're
boy.
your coach's little
Respect your
shit.
elders.
Look-
Is
You met a 12-year-old recently? None of them believe anything,
oh,
so.
I know. Trust me.
He's more
um,
mature than the 5 people in the room. Let's just say that.
he looks up at Charles and he goes, "Does Dad know yet?"
Who's your dad?
Abner.
Yeah,
Bad.
yeah, he knows.
Who's your daddy? What does he do?
Yeah, he and Mr. Gardner were. Well, he said they were friends, but that's obviously a lie.
You're a very
Wow.
bright little boy.
Nobody
Maybe
hangs
too right.
around the house that much.
Wow. Your mom.
Is dead and probably never loved my father anyways. What else do you want to know?
Did she fall too?
Did
No.
she fall too? Oh my god!
Well, maybe Abner did both.
No. I'm told she never came back from the war, but I wouldn't know. I wasn't old enough.
Well,
Well, this really doesn't concern you, son. So maybe just move along.
Cade, give me a dexterity roll.
oh, I'm not very nimble. Oh, hey, I'm super fucking nimble. Hard success.
Okay, I gotta roll against you here, so pray he doesn't get better than that. So as you go to reach out and grab him, he kind of knocks your hand away with enough force that you kind of spin to the side a bit, and he very nimbly ducks under you with an extreme success. I only gave him a 20. He rolled or 25, and he rolled a 5. So,
Jesus.
and he immediately goes over by the bookshelves on between separating the bed from the body, and he gives a really low whistle and he goes, "Oh, yeah, you're never gonna get it out of that carpet."
Get what?
The blood. What else do you think?
Football tackle the child.
You can try.
He's nimble as fuck.
He's
One
wiry.
speedy boy.
Isn't
What am I
what?
rolling?
What is your
you're
name
rolling against
again?
your
Wiley.
dexterity.
What is Sly's name again?
Wiley.
Yeah, Wiley Coyote does not catch the Roadrunner. You're
Hey,
fool.
wait.
Motherfucker.
Meep meep.
So I'm rolling dexterity.
Yes.
Me. 30. And my dexterity is 80.
So a hard success. Okay, you catch him, and he immediately begins saying, he begins saying, "Put me down, or I'm gonna tell them you all did this."
Just throw him out the door.
Well, that's quite foolish because he's been dead for 48 hours and we just got here.
Oh, and who do you have to testify?
Oh, jeez. This kid knows too much. Maybe you should shoot him.
I'm just like holding him. I'm just like look at Dottie and I'm like, what if we just.
Yeah, eat him out the window. I don't give a fuck.
Or
Uh,
maybe
Plenty of
don't.
witnesses. We weren't even in the state 48
If you would like
hours
to
ago.
toss him out into the hall, I'll need a throw roll.
Listen, child. I'm doing you a favor so that your fingerprints and boot prints and everything are not all over the crime scene.
What are
So it doesn't look like you
fingerprints?
did it. Hmm?
What are fingerprints?
Forensics is a skill we can roll. There's
Listen,
Fingerprints are first documented in 1901.
boom.
but they weren't widespread use,
Suck it.
except by would have been the CIA.
Were used as
I
proof of
think.
a person's identity in the United States since 1902.
Suck
Listen,
it. Suck
Okay,
it.
I did not know that. I did not know that.
I just looked it up because I was very curious about when that was the case.
Mhm.
if I put you down, can we have a serious conversation? I'm gonna ask you some questions. Can you please be nice to me and answer them as best as you can?
We'll see. But he definitely stops fussing.
Okay. I like kind of back him into a corner and put him down so he can't run away.
What were you looking at on the shelf there? I have completely lost my accent. I don't know where it went. I'm getting tired,
Wait,
apparently.
hold on. Quick pause. First, most important question. Did he ever talk about anything weird? Dreams or nightmares or anything? Did he ever tell you some fun, scary stories or not fun, scary stories?
He had a pretty active imagination. He liked to tell me all sorts of stories about some sort of land that he was going to go to. I just assumed that it was all just some sort of, I don't know, dream
remember?
writings. I don't know.
Do you remember what it was called?
He just called it the Dreamlands. I don't know if that was a metaphor or something.
What's your name?
Very
Tommy.
quiet boy.
A metaphor?
Some kind of
kid-
illusion.
get this kid- This kid is a fishman in disguise. Get him out of here.
He's a big fan of synecdoche.
What's your name, 12-year-old child?
Tommy.
Nietzsche. What's his name?
Balthazar. I'm just kidding. His name's Tommy.
Tommy. No, I don't think so.
Have you seen anything weird around here? Like, like things like
I mean, this is pretty weird.
funny looking.
Guy just like
people?
gestures around.
Floating houses, fish people. I don't say
I don't
that.
know. He occasionally carried around some like kind of strange books.
Well, are they here on the bookshelf? I start looking around.
Yeah, you do find a couple of books on the bookshelf. Two that kind of catch your eye. The first is Myths and Legends of Ancient Greece and Rome. And the other one is The Interpretation of Dreams by Freud.
Mm.
A
A lot of penises and mommy jokes in there.
However, you also notice a very curious looking bookend as you go to reach for these books. It appears Tentacly.
Like it's like a tentacle, or it is petrified octopus. Like
Zoidberg.
Like, perhaps
gonna-
it has a
I'm gonna need a
bunch-
better.
It looked like the
Could we
one at
get?
the house.
Could we get a? Could we get a hentai identification on these tentacles? Like,
You want me to put up
How-
image number 3 now, right?
I mean, do you want me to? Do you want
oh,
me
it's
to-
in video. Look at that.
Are we gonna get banned on Twitch?
Oh God.
Yeah, we've been there.
Probably, knowing us.
Okay, well, I take note of the tentacles because there's tentacles on my statue at home.
It's very similar to that.
I'm gonna take the books.
Okay, you take the books, leave the statue.
Are they written in English?
They are.
No, I'll. Do we have a bag or something that we brought up here that we can pack these in?
Medical bag.
Yeah, that's got bloody instruments in it now.
Oh, you just
A
asked.
really
if they're
smelly
bag.
thermometer.
I said yes.
Yes, and a defiled thermometer. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm gonna.
Uh,
I'll take these.
Sure.
Tommy, as I'm like pulling off the rubber gloves. Is there a telephone in the home?
Yeah, down on the main floor.
Thank you. And I just waltz out. Well, as much as I can.
Yeah, fair.
I have a cane.
Sorry, Jeremy, what did you do with the statue? Did you leave it?
No, I'll take it.
Okay, give me a sanity roll, please.
Of course. So what am I rolling? D100 and trying to get under my sanity?
Yes.
Yikes. Okay, I know you're not going to believe this, but I did. I got a 29 and I have a 31 insanity.
I believe you. It's not as hard as people make it seem.
I wouldn't believe me. Okay. No, 20,
Uh,
29.
You have a shudder run through your body as you look at this thing, and you recognize that although it's a bit different, it is a very similar figure as the substantially larger one that you have hidden away at the observatory.
This doesn't take me on like a little journey like the other one did, though.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't. If you had to guess, it doesn't feel as powerful.
Fair.
But
Is
as you
it
grow-
intact?
in what
Or-
sense?
Do I think that this is just part of something else, or is this one piece? Like, I've got the tentacles here. Maybe I can find the head somewhere, and
I
Yeah.
was being
we can Lego this together.
I was being flippant. It's a full statue, like it's.
But it's just tentacles.
Body and wing. No, it's body and wings and a tentacled face.
Oh, it is Cthulhu.
Yeah,
Sorry, do
Yeah.
we even know he's called
you
that?
know
I think,
that name.
I think
you
I
know
do.
that name. Yeah, you had like an insane.
Then
insight.
I'm going to like fascinatingly run my fingers over the I start stroking it.
Stroke the tongue.
Give me an intelligence roll
Because I feel like I've been here
as
before.
well as a power roll.
Okay. Intelligence, I got a regular success on.
Mhm.
No, POW I failed.
Okay. You feel as if it's trying to send you a message, but you're really not sure what.
Hmm.
And yet, when you look at this bookshelf, it feels connected somehow.
The bookshelf?
Mm-hmm.
Can I start? Maybe I'll put the books and very hesitantly put the statue down, and then I'm gonna search the bookshelf.
Sure.
Maybe see if it can move. He's got secret panels in his boxes. He might have a secret panel in his bookshelf.
Because
Everybody's
you're
got a secret panel in their box.
methodically looking
One.
You
What
soon
a great
find
lady.
a button hidden amongst the scroll work of the front of the bookshelf.
I'll push it.
A compartment opens up with a little bit of a click and it almost feels like an exhalation of air. And you look down inside to
Hoot and
find
volley.
several objects. But with that, I'm out of coffee and I could use a refill, so we're going to be back in 10 minutes. And we're back and highly caffeinated. Just as Jeremy's character of James discovered some interesting information. He found a bunch of letters, as well as one obvious book and one silk wrapped object.
Okay. Can I sit down on the bed and unwrap the silk object?
Yes. Sorry, you also found an identical obsidian knife to the one found on the floor. You sit on the bed and you unwrap a book. It is clearly written in Greek. You know this because Dr. Dottie identified the other writings. And so you're not able to actually see what it says, but do you flip through it?
I flip through it. Sure.
Give me either an occult or a Cthulhu mythos roll.
Thought you were going to tell me sanity.
Yes.
I don't have a cult, so I rolled on my Cthulhu, and I did not. I was not successful.
Okay. You definitely can't read the language. You don't speak Greek. But there are lots of diagrams in there that you couldn't make heads or tails of. It's possible somebody else could, but it's all Greek to you.
Wah, wah.
Wow, wow. Well, more Greek writing. This tracks. And that was wrapped inside the silk, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I can always take it to a library and see if I can get some kind of translation for it.
Hmm. I think that's probably the best bet, don't you think?
It's very possible.
Okay. Well, I add that to our list of shit to do.
Did you take a look at the other book?
Oh, there was a second book. I thought that was the same. I'm sorry.
There was a obvious book, and then there was a silk wrapped
Okay.
book.
I will take a look at the obvious one then.
It's the primer of Greek vocabulary.
Well,
Greek
So our
for
so our,
dummies.
so our friend here was learning Greek to interpret these books. Okay. Well, now I'm curious what it all says in Greek, so...
As soon as we get back to the observatory, I'll take a look at it.
Are we going back to the observatory, or are we not going to stay in town here somewhere?
Well, wherever we're going.
As you're mulling over what to do next, you all hear a knock at the door,
Oh, Jesus, it's the kid again.
and you hear a very polite
no,
I never let
"Hello?
the kid go.
Hello?"
Hi.
As you all turn, you see a woman who's wrapped herself in a shawl, and she's looking in, and she too holds a horrified expression. She's like, "My word, are you all detectives?"
Of a sort.
Berta?
Oh. Well, I assume he was up to his no good ways.
What do you mean? Did he exhibit peculiar behavior?
Cade, go ahead and have Charles give I'll leave it up to you. You can either give it like some sort of role in regards to your profession, or you could give me like a charm or a persuade, something like that.
What do I got here? Let's go with persuade. My persuasion's pretty good.
Okay.
Regular success.
Wonderful. She says, well, I don't know about no good, but he did an awful lot of muttering to himself, walking the halls and avoiding talking to anybody, really.
Well, strange, but not a crime.
Well, I mean, we're all very friendly here. We all, we're like a little community. And yet he was one who, well, I suppose at one time he was friendly, and then he just wasn't.
Like he wasn't friendly to people?
Yes. He all of a sudden avoided everyone, including Mr. Foss. And she kind of gives you like a knowing look.
Sorry, Abner?
Yes.
They had a disagreement?
No, that was just it. I couldn't make heads or tails of it. Normally I have a nose for these sorts of things. I like to keep my eyes and ears open, protecting the boarding house as one might.
A nose for things that often is in other people's business.
Do you say that to her?
I think so. I don't like her.
She scoffs and she says, clearly you've never had shared accommodations if you think that we shouldn't be paying attention and looking out for each other. But yes, there was no outright disagreement that I heard, but they had small ones about some sorts of readings that Mr. Gardner was doing. However, it just appeared that one day he just rejected everyone. He didn't want to talk to anybody anymore.
How long ago was that?
It was perhaps 2 weeks ago that he became distant, and then I would say 4 days ago, he shut himself in completely.
In here?
Yes. The only word that we'd had since then was I could hear him muttering to himself. It sounded like he was giving the Hail Marys over and over, but I couldn't hear him saying those words. I just could hear him saying something, as if in recitation.
I think did he mutter to himself in the hallways?
I'm not sure. It seemed as if it was a foreign language. It for sure wasn't English.
Greek, maybe.
No. Smart woman like yourself, you ought to know this.
Well, I have made many acquaintances from around the world, but no, perhaps something Mediterranean.
And you didn't hear anything of what he said. Come on now. You can talk to me. Like I make sure that she can see that I'm Emma Reynolds.
She goes, do I know you from somewhere?
Probably.
Go ahead and give me a charm roll.
Wait.
And you can do it with a bonus die, because
Which means what exactly?
so you roll the tens die twice, and take the better.
Oh, nice. So I got between my lowest and my middle number.
Okay, so a regular success. Or sorry, the lowest, like the smallest.
Yeah, the smallest in the next one.
Okay, so a hard success. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. So you are buttering her right up as like she all of a sudden feels like she's witnessing royalty here. She's like, oh, I've seen you in the pictures. My goodness, you're gracing our boarding house. Oh, wait till I tell everyone I know. And she kind of like claps you on the shoulder just ever so gently to getting really friendly with you.
We sitting out in the hallway and you can tell me what you heard. And I'll like get her out of the freaking room.
So she goes very openly with you. You have like she just believes that she has met the celebrity, which is fairly accurate actually. And uh she tells you, you know, she couldn't understand what he was saying. It's as if he was speaking a different language. She didn't think it was very becoming of a man to be, you know, out in public making a mockery of himself, and that she kind of started to avoid him for her own protection. She didn't. She's been a widow for some time, and so she didn't like to linger in the hallways in the last few weeks.
I think he was dangerous.
I'm not sure what he was, but he wasn't in his right mind, that is for certain.
Well, just because somebody's speaking a different language doesn't make him dangerous.
We can disagree on that.
Well, you be sure you let me know if you remember anything else.
Well, certainly. Um, yeah, and she goes into her apartment room, boarding house, which is right next to his. Um, just trying to think if she would know anything else.
Did she wait? Sorry. Did she hear anything the night that he like went and all like spiralized himself?
She mentioned that just as she was about to lodge a formal noise complaint, his chanting abruptly stopped, but it was raising or rising in cadence for a while. But other than that, that's about all that she knows or recalls.
Didn't hear a thud or anything?
Yeah, she says that she thinks that she heard him drop something. And then she does acknowledge that now she understands what it was, but at the time it didn't seem as serious as it should have been.
Well, thank you for all your help.
And she says that it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, and feel free to ask her for coffee if she ever needs or you ever need anything else.
Well, if I ever need a tour of the city, I know exactly where to go. Thank her for her time and go back in by the others and just kind of roll my eyes.
About this time, everyone give me a listen roll.
Failed.
A regular success.
Regular
I don't-
success.
I failed as well.
There's nothing in it. Like there's no numbers. It just says
Well,
20% beside it.
Yeah, so it's your base number. So if you don't have anything else, it's just out of 20.
Okay. I guess I failed because it was 65.
Okay. So Dr. Dottie has been trying to take care of this body for quite some time, mulling over getting it out of here completely and escaping with it. And all of a sudden, she begins to hear some form of humming, a rhythmic sort of melody. And as Emma re-enters the room, she pauses as she begins to hear it as well.
Hear that?
Yes. Yes, I do. What is that?
Can I tell where it's coming from?
Well, first I need each of you to give me a POW roll.
Boy.
Regular success.
Hey, hard success.
Regular success as well.
I failed.
Sorry, it's just Artemis and Affy. Although, Cade, sorry, did Charles hear the sound as well?
He did not hear the sound, no.
He did. Okay, so it's just Artemis and Affy to give me the power roll.
Oh. Well, fine then.
And sorry, what were the results of those?
Regular
Success.
success.
Both of you succeed. So, for 1 second, you each begin to stare blankly, as if trying to gaze something in the distance, before simultaneously you shake your head and you look down at the body as it begins to rise from the floor. Its head snapping upright after the body. And
Guys.
all
It was dead a
All-
moment ago.
Thermometer
5 of
is
you.
still in its butt.
all
The
5 of
thermometer has been
you
removed.
roll sanity.
I fail.
Oh, I just barely made it. Oh,
Hard success for me.
the 69. I rolled a 68.
43 out of 72. I'm bad at math.
So those of you who succeed take 1 point of sanity loss.
From
And
current or permanently?
Current. And those of you who fail, which was who? Sorry?
That'd be me.
Charles
And me.
and Jeremy. James. I am going to deduct 6 points of
Six.
sanity.
Oh.
Ooh. Ouch.
Now, I believe for each of you that is a 5th.
Oh, yeah.
Plus Charles is already insane from his indefinite insanity.
Well, hold on a sec. We can't spend luck on a sanity check, correct?
Cannot.
Nope.
Okay. Well, my insane number says 6, so I guess yeah.
Okay. In that case, I am gonna go to a handy dandy chart here. And we're gonna see what happens to the both of you. I will roll them separate, so each of you will have a separate bout of madness. So we're gonna start off with Charles, since he's already insane. Charles gets a new phobia.
Ooh.
So
So amazing.
we are gonna roll a D100. Well, that doesn't make any sense. So we're gonna do.
Is it
Ooh,
like the one that Artemis got last time?
I'm going to make
So
it
great. Woman, and you have gynophobia. Oh man,
That was so
Whoa.
good.
a what?
this is so good.
Don't
When
you
we
remember
did the Halloween one with you?
Oh yes, yes, yes.
Artemis is scared of herself.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
was
what
so
was
good.
the phobia again?
gynophobia?
Gynophobia means that you're scared of women, and I was a woman.
And I was in love
You-
with you.
You re-rolled it though, I think.
Cade,
It was
Yeah.
something else.
Charles stares at the corpse as it rises, and he thinks to himself, this wouldn't have happened if he had just confided his secrets in someone, if he had just told them and made them understand exactly what it was, if they could have just understood the songs that were singing in his head in those last few moments, the things that were trying to grip him from the other worlds, he wouldn't have been so alone. And Charles now fears being alone. And so he has monophobia.
Same.
Jeremy, I'm gonna take care of James now.
I don't think that means what you think it means.
Uh, Jeremy, I think this actually fits very well with James. James has been very skeptical this entire time. He's looked at the actions of his colleagues, he's looked at the things that might or might not be out there, and he begins to think that everyone is a threat to this peaceful life of hunting that he's tried to endure. And so now he is going to be paranoid for the next 5 rounds.
Okay.
However, now I need a power roll from Charles, James, and Wiley.
Regular success on my pal.
$85 or 65, so I did not do good on that one.
Okay. Wiley is so stricken by this sound, this rising crescendo of chanting music that is whistling through the air from the open throat of this monster, that they can't move. And it's not even out of fear. It's as if this thing has a grip on it. 3 rounds. Jeremy, did you
Yep.
roll a POW?
Yeah, failed.
Failed. So I'll roll yours separately. 1 round of paralysis.
Okay.
Okay. And then at the end of this, after your 1 round, Jeremy, I will need another sanity roll from you. And then after Wiley's 3 rounds, I will need a sanity roll of that. However, we have 3 investigators who are able to take actions. Dottie, Emma, and Charles. And we will begin with our dexterity order, which is Charles first.
Oh, good. Did we pick up the knife, or is the knife still sitting on the ground?
It's still on the ground.
I'm gonna make.
Jeremy
a move
has
for
a second one.
Yeah, and the gun. So I'm gonna make a move for the knife that's on the ground.
You would absolutely be able to pick it up,
Okay.
and I will also allow you to try and wield it if you wish.
Yeah, I'll take it and try to stab.
Sure. So that would be a fighting brawl.
Okay. I failed.
Okay. So you go. Charles picks up the knife, and he wasn't thinking that it was going to be so obtuse to use. That it's crudely made out of stone, and so it wasn't quite what he was thinking when he went to go stab it, and it kind of glances off of the shoulder. Okay. And then we'll go to Emma.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab this small knife that I keep on me and try to like stab it.
Okay, go ahead and also roll me a fighting brawl.
Regular success.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage on that.
Barely. 4.
As Emma lashes out to stab at this monster out of complete, self-defense and fear for her life, she experiences a loud thud as she tries to rip it apart with the knife, and it does no damage to this thing whatsoever.
That's fun.
Give me an intelligence check.
Oh, hard success.
As you're staring at this thing, where it would have been impaled by your knife, you see blue lines appear in the air. And we go to Dottie.
Well, it's quite the pickle. I'm going to, I don't know, pull out
Shoot
my
it.
cane sword, I guess. And just slash at its eyes.
Okay, give me a fighting sword roll, please.
Don't think I have anything in sword. I just thought it was cool. I do have
Okay.
Bowie knife though.
Bowie knife would be fighting brawl. So
Oh, okay.
1 sec here, and I will get you the stat. I believe it's out of 20, but I just need to find it. Yes, it's 20 out of 20.
Out of 20? Okay. I got a 25. So.
You could spend 5 points of luck if you wanted.
No.
Okay. All
Then
right.
I'll just back away.
Yeah,
towards
same
the
thing.
door.
You go to lash out, and the neck isn't really holding on like it once did. And as you go to cleave for the head, it lulls back just out of your reach there. And then it is actually going to reach out to strike, and it is going to go for James. As it goes to grapple you, I will need a strength roll at disadvantage because you are mystified, should we say.
Can I do anything? Because I'm technically paralyzed right now.
That's a good point, actually. You probably cannot. So, instead, it goes to grab you, and it wraps its arms around you, and its head lobs forward and kind of caresses your neck for a second, and it grabs the book out of your hand and reels backwards. And so it's grabbed the Greek book, not the dictionary.
Okay.
And how you are, however, on the next turn, going to be free to take action. And that's exactly where we're at, is we are at the top of the next round. Wiley is still paralyzed. However, James is free to take action after this monster has just taken, the shambling corpse has just taken the book from him.
Do I have to make another power roll, you said?
You will need to make another sanity roll. However, we can do it. It's not going to do anything further because you're already in indefinite sanity. So it will just make us, like, you are going to continue to be insane, but you're already suffering the initial consequence of that. So you're still paranoid. So it's not going to do anything but like sponge more away from you.
Okay.
So two more points of sanity damage, or sanity loss rather. But again, because you're already paranoid, it's not going to do anything differently.
Okay.
What is James looking to do now that he has a little bit more control over his senses?
I suppose I'm going to shoot him with the revolver I found in the book, because I didn't bring any weapons into the house from the car.
Fair enough. Well, and that's in character. You've said before that you didn't quite believe that you need to be armed for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll me a firearms.
Handgun, I assume?
Yes. And are you wanting to do more than one shot?
Nope, just one. Try
Okay.
to catch him. Try to catch him right between the eyes if I can. I have an extreme success.
That's amazing. So, because it is an impaling weapon, you are actually going to be able to do max damage plus a roll.
Okay. I apologize. I do not have the stats for the revolver.
That is okay. I should actually have that. So, 1 sec.
And you said
1d8.
it was a 32.
Yeah. Is that a 32 there, Alfie?
Yeah.
Okay, so 1d8 then. So 8 plus a roll.
7.
Jeremy, this so 15 total damage. That's pretty impressive. You aim right for the head, and you blast a sizable portion out of it. And yet, I mean, you're a trained military man. You're a big game hunter. You know firearms. There was a slight compression to that bullet that almost sounds like it didn't take as much damage as it should have from that range. It still does a large portion of damage, but this thing still stands before you. It is crouching a bit now and kind of hulking over on itself, but is still standing. Do you want to do another roll?
Or
To shoot it, sorry.
Sure, yeah. Is there a negative on the second roll?
Because you're in point blank range, I'm going to take away the negative modifier.
Okay, sure.
Go ahead.
I will shoot it again. A hard success this time.
All right, roll a d8 for damage, please.
6.
Okay. That final shot, as the bullet penetrates where would be the heart, you notice that it's as if there are these blue lines that shatter in the air in front of you. But the body collapses upon the ground, and the sound, the singing, ceases. But I'm going to need one more power roll from everybody in this room except Wiley.
I'll burn 2 luck to make it a success.
I'm going to burn 3 luck to do the same.
Burn 1 luck to do the same.
Can I push this?
Sure. What? Tell me how you would push it.
Push it real good.
Push it real good. I think James is just struggling to like take hold of himself. He knows he's better than this, and he keeps falling to fucking pieces every time. Every time we encounter this crazy shit. So I feel like he just tries to steady himself and work through whatever power is trying to come over him.
Yeah. As he does that, give me one more roll.
Okay. Oh fuck. I missed it by 7. I have a 30 power. I guess I'll say if I can spend the luck. You can't spend luck on a push.
Yeah.
No.
Well, James.
James just fractures and his head explodes. I think that's what probably happens.
Say that.
James collapses to his knees and just tries to take in everything. How is his life turned into this, whatever it is? It's 2 incidents within a year that have obscured his visions of reality, his truths within himself. However, everybody else, as James is grappling with his own existentialism, you see something that similarly shakes your foundations of reality. As when the corpse falls, you see for 1 second a clawed hand and a multi-tentacled head that's not the same as the statue you possess. There's no eyes, there's no head, there's just a mass of writhing clawed tentacles on top of a torso. Claw its way out of James's body and grab for you. And just as it's about to rake at your faces, it disappears in a puff of smoke. And the house feels oddly calm. And as Wiley snaps to, Wiley needs to take 3 more sanity loss. Now, Wiley, what was your starting value for today? Your like current starting? Sorry, I can't hear you.
66.
66, and you've lost 9 so far.
No, I've lost 5. I only lost 1 twice, and then I lost 3 this time.
Oh, sorry, it was Charles that lost the other 6. Okay,
Yeah, he did.
you are completely fine at this portion, but you realize that there is a lot that has gone on. How much time has passed, you're not sure, but everybody else seems to be staring as if something really big just happened, and yet this body has a few new bullet holes, but other than that, nothing looks too different.
So, do I remember that it stood up, or did I just, like...
You didn't see any of that. You were having far-off visions of a land lush and green, and yet at night it seemed so cold and dangerous.
Dottie, what? I thought we were taking the body. Why are we shooting at it?
Oh, darling, right now is not the time for you to have a crisis of identity or reality.
What? I'm just asking why there's a bunch of bullet holes in it. I thought you were bringing it with us.
We shot it. Or rather, James shot it. Quite soundly, I might add.
Why?
Because it stood up.
Where's the 12-year-old in all this? Because, like, I didn't...
Well, curiously enough, as Dottie is trying to explain to you what happened, Abner and Tommy appear in the doorway, and Abner is very clearly turned Tommy around so he cannot see, but they both just heard the explanation. And Abner goes, Is it true? Did he really rise?
Not in a good way, darling. I apologize. He's quite past.
And he looks away, looks down, and just shakes his head. Takes a moment, but he says, "What do we do now?"
Well, I would prefer we don't get the authorities involved, given the fact that we've killed a dead man.
I don't know if that's a crime.
You wouldn't let me steal the body in order to perform an autopsy, but we're going to...
That is a crime. Shooting a dead
Slice
body,
heads.
I don't think that's a crime.
Was it really dead if it came back, though?
No, it is a crime. What's the crime? Desecration of a corpse.
Desecration.
Y'all were doing some funky stuff to this corpse, weren't ya? Huh? Exactly what the police believe.
You know, you kiss the body one time.
Play with
It
his
was
butt,
just taking
boy.
its temperature. Just taking its temperature. That's how you do it. I check.
Watch the video.
I
It
didn't
was
watch
on
the
this
video,
website
no.
that looked like YouTube, but it was a little bit different.
Started with a P.
Documentaries. Lots of documentaries.
Given the amount of true crime that I think most of us watch, at this point.
True.
Yeah.
So, well, my idea still stands. The rest of you can decide what you wish to do, but I won't go against all of you should we not remove the twice deceased body.
Does he
What are you
have
gonna
it?
do? Throw it in the back of your car?
How are you
Yes!
gonna get it out of the building?
Well, it's
You already got a
already
tarp.
on this lovely top with a lovely rug.
Where are you gonna take it, for that matter?
I'll find a laboratory somewhere.
The observatory.
Kitchen table should do, really, in a pinch.
Suffering from paranoia still, I'm just going to wrap the body up, pick it up, and take it down to the car.
Ooh, I love
follow
it.
closely behind.
Just totally
Thank
dissociating.
you.
What's going through
Alright,
James's
I guess
head
we're
as he does
stealing
that?
corpses now.
Yes, we do.
I think James seriously considers like just eating the gun. For a moment there, I think James is like, "This is fucked. I'm done." I have again lost substantial amounts of my sanity. I am holding things together by a thread, but clearly there's something up with this body. So we've got all the books. We're gonna need the body. Clearly, we can't just leave it lying around. I don't know if we need to put more stuff up its butt, but we definitely need to take it for further examination.
Science!
So I just roll it up, like maybe we'll mount it or something, like its head on the wall or something. Like I don't know at this point.
But you know
But-
that it has to be dealt with.
Yeah, so I'm going and stuffing it in the boot of my car.
Okay.
I don't even
Um,
take into consideration that people might see that. I mean,
Do you wrap up all of the objects that you had prior to the rising?
yeah, I just throw them all in that big tarp and I roll him.
Everything. Candles, books, knives, boom.
I make him into literally a big tarp sausage, and then I throw said tarp sausage over my shoulder, and walk out.
Soylent green.
And I don't say a
Like-
fucking word to anybody.
And the four of you are left with Abner and Tommy as James says peace. I mean, he's outside, but like, you know.
I think it would be best if you don't mention this to anyone.
I don't-
Ever.
I don't know if anybody would believe it.
Precisely.
Probably not.
Someone has to kill the boy because he knows too much. Literally knows too much.
Not even just related to this, just in general.
Just in general.
Like-
He's too smart.
Yeah, exactly. He's too smart for so damn good.
Do
Basically,
you
work,
have a
work,
woodshed?
work the society angle on him where we like threaten him with bodily harm.
Maybe we recruit him. He knows some
Yeah.
shit.
The one that's not extortion but is extortion. Do that one.
It's not extortion.
It's fear mongering.
Abner
What?
looks at the four of you and he's, so was I right? Is this what you four really do? You five really do?
I feel like we need to strike a pose here.
This is a yes.
Superhero pose.
Called the Society. Roll credits.
Like the heavy music kicks in.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
He
And there are
hearing
cars
you guys
just drive
kind
away.
of like hearing you guys give like a kind of hesitant affirmation, he says, I don't know what my son and I are gonna do now. We both seen too much.
You're not gonna tell anybody.
We have lovely positions open within our society for a housekeeper and a houseboy.
We hired that already.
Mm,
Well,
No, we
it's a
did
big
that in the
house.
last one.
I don't think we're that kind of cult to have houseboys.
Not
Jesus.
those kind of houseboys. We're not
Ah.
Nampa.
Just
You gave
No.
Dobby a sock.
you guys all y'all
Dobby's a free elf.
Y'all have seen some things, and you know some things, and you know some people who know some things. Just keep it to yourself because nobody's going to believe you, for one thing. And
you
it's
know,
safer for your boy if you keep it to yourself.
and you know some people who will make sure that you keep it to yourself.
And if you ever come across something like this again, you let us know. All right?
And he nods silently. And as the
Like,
four of
I'll use
you,
my persuade skill if I have to, but
no, you're good. You're good. As the four of you go to walk out of the house and down the stairs,
We'll
Abner
blow it up.
calls again, and he says, "Please, take us with you. We'll be a part of whatever it is that you are, but you might not know this." And he gives a kind of a wry smile, and he says, I truly was a good landlord before all this. This doesn't usually happen on my watch, but now I don't think that I could stay here with good conscience, knowing what I know. I feel like, without being in the right place, that I might question every noise that I hear in the night.
We do need a property manager.
what are we going to do
Oh,
with the
Jesus.
kid?
Cook?
All right, well, it's your responsibility to keep him out of everything, then.
You know that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I know. Somehow I'm going to end up group mom again. This time it's to a bunch of NPCs.
And he kind of
Whatever those are.
Tommy didn't come with you all, but he says, and Tommy, listen, he's had to hold a lot of secrets in this life. And he puts a hand to his heart. He says, you can trust him.
Well, you would know best. You're his dad. I understand secrets like that. Can't have been easy with you two. You didn't ask. You don't have to tell.
Thank you. And he says that he'll deal with things here as best as he can before joining up with you whenever he can.
I hope you're handy.
You hope
The
he's
five-
handsy?
Handy! Somebody's
Jesus
gonna have to build
Christ.
shit. I'm not playing a lesbian this time around. I can't do it. So,
Um,
Aren't
five
you?
of
Because
you-
that was sort of leading what you said to him.
oh, I have a fiance out in LA.
Beard.
Abner had a wife.
the five of you drive back to Arkham, making the long trek, and you arrive early into the hours back at the observatory. You have a bunch of materials that you've collected. And what's going through each character's mind as they wearily collapse into their beds, trying to maybe just push off the last few hours that they've lived through, once again reliving horrors that they didn't previously know haunted the world.
I think
I'll learn to speak Greek.
I'm just trying to, like, remember that place that I saw, I guess.
I think Charles pulls like the covers off of his bed and sleeps next to the door so he can hear anybody walking down the hallway in case everyone tries to leave in the middle of the night and leave him behind.
Oh, buddy.
But Dottie doesn't sleep. She instead goes directly to work on an autopsy.
Of James Gardner's body.
Yes.
Okay.
Emma annoyingly just goes down there and hangs out while she does this. and has the like Greek for Dummies book and is learning.
I appreciate.
You
I
don't need
like
to
that.
keep me company. I actually prefer to work alone.
You don't have to
Did
talk
somebody
to
say
me.
alone? Sorry.
I heard my trigger word.
Okay.
I ain't gotta talk to me. And I just keep
What-
reading.
What's James doing?
James sits down on the bed and I'm gonna cut a spiral into my leg.
No.
Right.
Oh shit.
Close. Scene. Credits roll. That's a great note to end on. Jeremy, go ahead. Roll us a d6.
Because what else could go possibly wrong? Aren't we out of this fucking session yet? Oh shit, my dice are running away. I'll pick another one. 2.
Question.
All of you gain 2 sanity back for surviving the madness of Mawshank's boarding house, and we close the chapter on session 3, The Dead Border. All of you can, of course, as we close out the session, also roll your character improvement checks. However, we can do that off camera. So let's go around, and Cade, close us out here.
Sure. Once again, thank you very much, Ruin, for running an awesome session. We're going to go around and everyone's going to have a chance to do their shameless plugs. Affy, you're first up on my screen. Start us off.
I am Affy the DM. You can catch me over on The Vectera as well as Old Men Rolling Dice because I am not a man or old, but I'm still part of the crew because Jared loves me and he's stuck with me because I know where he lives. I'm the
Mildly
community
drunk.
manager of the Vectera, and we stream Mondays, every other Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturday mornings, and every other Saturday evening.
Nice. Artemis.
I'm Artemis. I'm Effie's personal assistant, and I just kind of live here. I'm also the social media manager and content coordinator over there. It's my job to sort of...
Nerd herder.
Yep, I herd all the nerds into the one shots that we do.
All right. Jeremy.
DM Jeremy right here on Twitch, and I'm streaming D&D on Sunday nights. And towards the end of the month, we'll get Vampire rolling on Tuesday nights for two nights a week streaming. We'll see. I'm gonna attempt to have the stamina for that. We'll see.
Nice. Sly.
Hello. I'm
Hello.
Sly. I play everybody's favorite shoe-throwing Minotaur girlfriend on the Vectera's Mistwalkers on Mondays. A big fan of frogs and cold ravioli.
Fair. Yeah,
Out of a can.
of course.
It's an important distinction.
Ruin.
And
Hey,
pickles
I'm
go on everything. Sorry.
lost my momentum there, Sly. Come on. Got a job to do here. Hey, I'm Ruin. I am one of 4 hosts of Cantrips and Coffee. I'm also the keeper of arcane lore here every second Wednesday, so we'll be back in 2 weeks. Cantrips and Coffee, we're a podcast where we review different tabletop RPG systems to let you know where to spend your hard-earned money, because the answer is almost never D&D because they already get enough of it. We already buy it, so let's buy something else for once. Other than that, that's about it. I live a very, very calm lifestyle, and I love it that way.
Cool. And lastly, I'm Cade. Hi. I'm also on Cantrips and Coffee. I also have the Vinyl on Tap podcast where we review various vinyl records and craft beer. It's a great format, definitely not copied right from Cantrips and Coffee. I also build electric guitars. You can check me out at Ravencroft Guitars on Instagram, YouTube, all that jazz. I just finished one. You should check it out. I thought it turned out pretty well. I hate cheese. Small. What did I say? I don't like small hands. And I probably.
I don't like small
cabbage. Know what? No, I have no comment on small hands. Anyway, okay. That's about it. Thank you again, Ruin, for an awesome stream. We're gonna head out, and we will see you all again in a couple of weeks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.